for the taking. No hesitation, don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bed until we all got...
Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Denver Broncos. Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line. So it'll come out to the 25.
Set 70, Indy. All day. Get it.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go now. 8, read. Hey, zoom.
Check, 55.
Topper. Speed trip.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. A 20-yard touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Cunningham looking to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Cunningham to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Cunningham. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins.
Let's go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, and it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Recon, go.
2nd and 13. We're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got one touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
They find some open field here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. On play action, they'll throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Broncos push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. A play fake. Now Cunningham. Going down the middle, and it's complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Off play action, it's Cunningham. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Cunningham. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. A try here for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. The throw over the middle taken in. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham. He hits Randall, complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here's Cunningham. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Cunningham from the gun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
50, plant.
Let's set a time, fellas. Let's set a time. Check 3, check 3.
On first down, it's French. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Cunningham. It's caught by Randall. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Cunningham, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Go ahead, take a seat. You can't stop me.
From the gun, Cunningham. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
60 Pittsburgh.
Hey, let's get some penetration.
And now he'll tuck it and run. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Check. Crunch. Crunch.
Get it.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's third down and 4.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
You draw quarters.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. I call it no gain there on the first down play. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Off play action. Cunningham. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford any more at this point.
Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
60 outlaw.
Watch the curve. Watch the curve. Check.
Hey, Alpha.
Check. 55 to Mike. On the ball.
Yes.
Got you. I got you, son.
Now.
They'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Hey.
On second down, Archer, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point splits the uprights, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the block room.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The Broncos going dime, 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
Operating from the gun, Cunningham. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down.
Check hot route. Hot. Watch that. He's coming. Double up. Short. Coming, double up.
A final shot before break. Cunningham. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
Let's go, baby.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Aiken, and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. On third down, Aiken. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Back to throw. Cunningham. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Let's go one more.
5.
Jones has it. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the 1st down. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
Do you think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 5-5. Mike 55. Mike 5-5. Hey. Chance. Back.
Looking to throw. Cunningham. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, but they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go.
At their own 37-yard line.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped them at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super tough.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
He's going to rifle one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the Saints' 43-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Single, slot.
He'll drop to throw. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, It can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback. Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
To put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Check 55, Mike. Let's go, D, let's go. Now let's get there. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Let it go.
Throwing again. Cunningham. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Mike 55.
Back to throw. Cunningham. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 41. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Here we go.
Hey, Foxtrot. X3, 218, chopper.
You must be.
Lead grip.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
We got 4.
5.
They'll try the left side. Archer. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Even.
They'll keep it on the ground. Archer. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. A gain of 3, second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The Saints on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability. Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Taken in at the 22. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points,
it's a foot race. The 40, the 30, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that will shave one more off this lead.
42, Saints 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out, and no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, team put 70. I actually saw it happen.
It's caught inside the 25. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point attempt to come here. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Saints 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Parker, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball, but how about them just taking it big-time jaunt. Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
On second down, here's Cunningham. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
From the gun on third down, Cunningham. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll lose yardage, brought down at the 32. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up fourth down. So it's Saints football as we get you reset, and they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 39, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
They'll set up the throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be... And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point up and through, and that will extend this big lead. This one fielded at the 5. And he's into the clear. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. Cunningham. And my goodness, another interception. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Here we go. 8, read.
Watch the slant.
Now a give, right side. French. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run the counter. Archer. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a handoff here to his running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did.